What's up, everybody? Michael Martin from Yahoo Esports here at PlayStation Experience Capcom Cup. I am joined by Maximilian Dood. How's it going?
Pretty good so far. It's pretty awesome to be a fan of fighting games right now, I'm going to say. There's a lot of stuff.
It's been a pretty intense weekend, I think. Let's talk about the the rumors were out there forever.
Oh, man, yeah.
Marvel vs. Capcom 4 Infinite, whatever you want to call it, I guess.
Yeah. It's pretty much Marvel 4. Like, it's going to be the easy way to call it, but the rumors have been spreading, especially over the past couple weeks, and almost all of them were true. Like, I think the only thing we don't know is if Team Ninja is making the game, and I don't think that's true. However, all the other things, 2 versus 2, it's going to involve like gemstones, Infinity Gems from the older games. All the characters that have been kind of rumored are the ones there. It all actually happened, and that was incredible. Like, the fact that Marvel shouldn't be a thing this quickly, but it actually is.
I know you've done some videos going through like all the rumors, the images we've seen, character, speculation. Based on what you saw, and a lot of that came true. I guess we still haven't really confirmed if the X-Men thing, but
right.
Based on what you've seen, I don't know. What's your impression based on what we saw before? What's been revealed? What are you looking forward to with this?
Yeah, the heaviest rumor was that the Marvel Cinematic Universe was going to be dominant in this on the Marvel side, and we wouldn't see like Gambit, Magneto, Doctor Doom, Cyclops. They'd be gone. Right now, that still is carrying, but we're seeing like 4 characters, and that's it. However, this game seems a lot different than all the previous Marvel vs. Capcom titles because the Marvel guys are actually here talking to people, like the guys that are in charge on the Marvel side. Before it with Marvel vs. Capcom series or any of the Versus series, it was like Capcom asking to use these characters and get the licenses. And this seems a lot different. This seems like these guys are actually working together with them actively, and they're here talking to people, and I got to talk to them. I get a much different impression with this game than all the previous Versus series, which leads me to say, everyone asks them about X-Men. That's like the #1 question. They're like, we're definitely hearing you guys. Just hold on. Like they're saying, just hold on. And some are saying, don't worry. So I wouldn't be too worried. I don't think we're just going to get all of Jim Lee's X-Men and Doctor Doom and all the Fantastic Four immediately. But I think they're aware. So even if they're not there at the start, I think the future means that they could be in DLC or whatnot.
I'm not a Marvel guy. I'll admit that, but the only Versus game that I've really played a lot of and really enjoyed was X-Men vs. Street Fighter.
Oh, yeah. No.
And so, I know you've played a lot of that too. I've actually watched one of your streams recently where you guys were playing that, and it was fantastic on Fightcade. Shout outs to them. I don't know. Would you miss the X-Men characters? Are you confident if they're not in right away that take that wait and see approach?
I think I'm confident the game will do fine without X-Men characters. This is essentially a reboot, and it all makes sense why they're rebooting it because the X-Men or Marvel vs. Capcom series is rooted in Jim Lee's X-Men characters. It started with that in X-Men Children of the Atom, and now they're trying to be like, well, we want to focus around what Marvel is now, which is what you're seeing on screen. It doesn't mean they're going to go away directly, but it's not the focus of the game, which is why it's being rebooted. Would I prefer to see them? Of course. Like, Jim Lee's X-Men is the reason I like Marvel Comics back in the day. Like, that comic series was huge. But personally, on a very, very, very personal level, I like the Marvel vs. Capcom games for the Capcom side. If the Capcom side has extremely cool characters, and then the Marvel side had Gambit, which is where I was interested, but if Capcom can pull back some of those awesome characters from previous Versus titles, if not classic Capcom lore, Strider, please, you're out there somewhere, man. I want Techno Strider from 2013 back. That'd be really cool, and that's what I'm looking forward to.
Okay, well, I guess you kind of answered part of the question I was going to lead into. We've seen some characters, obviously, Captain Marvel, Iron Man, Mega Man X, and Ryu, and I guess what maybe looks like Ultron.
Yeah, it looks like everyone's predicting a mix of Ultron and Sigma, which is the boss for Mega Man X.
I saw someone tweet out an image of the Ghosts and Goblins, Lucifer.
Yeah, like I think it was one of the last
eyeballs.
Ghosts and Goblins. They have like a face on their chest. Yeah, there's so many possibilities now, and I think they're probably going to pull from a catalog that we maybe are more nostalgic with because the first trailer opened with Mega Man X walking in, and Mega Man X hasn't been a thing for over like 15 years practically. So it's going to be interesting.
We got to see some gameplay late last night at Capcom Cup Finals. What's your impressions on what you got to see? I saw some mixed opinions, I guess, on Twitter from some of the Marvel heads who maybe weren't quite sold on it, but in general, I think people are excited just that we're getting this. But Based on what you saw in the gameplay, what do you think?
I kind of share the sentiments. The initial impression I got was that very much of a Tatsunoko versus Capcom Street Fighter Cross Tekken combo system. It is extremely early, as well as the first gameplay being shown, but they have said that this is not a continuation of the Versus 3 series, like not Marvel 2, not Marvel 3. This is kind of taking things back to the 2v2. I trust them. I trust that they're not going to make like a very shallow Marvel versus Capcom game, because this series prides itself in the fact that it's crazy. Like, it's going to make you go, holy, it's going to make you have the reaction like that. So far, some of the mechanics that they're showing off really don't give me that kind of like, oh, but it does look good. I see the foundation, but it's very obviously early, so I'm ready to be critical of it, where I'm not just immediately sold, but I am excited that I know that they're going to make something awesome as a result.
You and I are probably old enough to have played Marvel superheroes with the gyms.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think about that?
I think it's interesting that they're pulling back the series back to so many other routes, which are questionable around Street Fighter Cross Tekken with the gem system, and then going all the way back to Marvel superheroes with the Infinity Gems. They're acting a lot differently here, pretty much saying that they're acting like a groove system from CVS2, which is one of the most unique things I think about this game. If we have ways that change the character's play completely, that's going to add a lot of variety. And that's probably has me the most excited of them all, because before they were like things that fell on the ground, you'd grab them and you'd use them. They were very inconsequential to the match, and they were usually turned off, and now they're built into the core gameplay.
Last one. What is this Marvel versus Capcom Infinite? What does this do for the FGC? What does this do for the Marvel scene? Like, how hype is this really?
I think the excitement for the Versus series is bigger than most fighting games initially. Like Street Fighter holds a lot of excitement, but I've said this before, the Versus series holds roots in dreams coming true. Like, we would go into arcades and find X-Men versus Street Fighter and be like, what is this? This should not exist. And pretty much the Versus series has carried that kind of spirit all the way until Ultimate Marvel 3 with like Phoenix Wright showing up in these games and stuff. So I feel the excitement for them is huge. The anticipation leading up to it is going to be huge. Seeing how the game is going to evolve and change and what they can do with it is going to be awesome, because there is no other fighting game series in the Versus series that brings this much excitement, because dreams can come true.
Max, looking forward to gameplay videos in the future, reaction videos. Looking forward to reaction videos. Thank you for your time talking about Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. I'm Michael Martin, and this is Yahoo Esports.